Top Gear had been invited to take part in the Pro-Am race for Renault 5 Turbo Saloon car racers. The celebrities, the AMs, would do 5 laps around the circuit, and then the professionals, the pros, would take over and do a further 5 laps. I was taking the hot seat for the pro part of the race. For the AMs, truck racer and hot rod star Barry Lee was handling the Top Gear racer. Barry Lee, you're my partner for this Pro-Am race. This is crazy. I'm with the professionals, you're with the celebrities. You're very much the professional driver, aren't you?
Well, really and truly, it's the other way around. I think you're the professional on this because I was truck racing last weekend, and that's 1,000 horsepower and 7 tonne. We've now got 7 horsepower and 10 tonne.
But your background was in hot rod racing. What was that all about?
Hot rod racing is a small oval, non-contact form of sport. Now with motor racing here at Birmingham, this new circuit, we haven't got any run-off roads at all. So it's really going to be like being back at Wimbledon Stadium for me.
You think this is going to be a contact sport as well, do you?
Oh, without doubt. With Willie Green in there, not half.
It seems to me we're racing really down a sort of corridor of steel. I mean, does that worry you at all?
No, it doesn't necessarily worry me. It worries me if somebody does make a mistake, because if they bounce off the steel in front of you, you've got then 2 obstacles to try and miss. We can't cut corners. There's nowhere to go, so really and truly it's going to be driving your head and not your right foot.
Yeah, but it's not a dangerous circuit.
Anything over 30 mile an hour is dangerous. Christopher says you're on your own, but let's be honest, you know, we're going to go out there, I'm going to try and put it as far up the grid, and you're going to win the race for us.
So all in all, it sounds like an extremely risky and chancy business I've let myself in for here.
Well, that's it. That's the name of motor racing.
As might have been expected from his vast experience, Barry stormed away from the line, and after a race-long duel came in second. However, Barry's success was not good news for yours truly, since the pros started their race in reverse grid order, and that put me in 21st place on the crowded grid of 24 cars. As the pros lined up for the start of our race, we were suddenly hustled off the grid and back to the paddock. Several of the Renault drivers were not happy. David DaCosta, you're one of the regular Renault 5 drivers. There we all were on the grid. What happened? Why are we back here in the paddock?
Well, apparently FISA made one of their usual, great decisions and said that because television time was about to come up, we would all have to leave the grid because we are small fry and not race today.
So what's coming on instead of us?
The Formula 3000.
I understand the commercial isn't behind motor racing. Without the sponsors, it couldn't work, not with the expense of racing these days. But at the same time, for a company to put money into racing, they obviously need a return from it. And frankly, they've not had a very good return from today's events. It's rather sad.
Halfway through the main Formula 3000 Super Prix race, Andrew Gilbert-Scott in car number 3 was fighting his way back up through the field after a pit stop when he lost his car on the exit of the first corner, spun and slid backwards into Alan Furte's car, which had been parked on the track after a previous breakdown. The ensuing confusion partially blocked the track and the organisers stopped the race, and then decided it was too dangerous for any more single-seat racing. So guess who was detailed to get back out there and entertain the crowds? Off we all went onto the grid again.
Definitely underway. 5-lap race, and it's number 26 that is in the lead.
This is very hairy. I don't think I've ever been this fast in such terrible conditions before. We can't even see the braking points. The rivers, the roads covered in water down there. This is crazy. You're driving on when you can see other people's brake lights. Just trying not to hit anybody. I'm going to get these... I'm going to try and catch this guy in the white car. It's just a case of looking for the man in front of you, put hard down, and I think we've got him on braking here, but no, we haven't. He's taken me on the inside. We're up alongside him again, but precious yards here. everything to try and catch him. We've taken the white car. Jesus. That must have done us a bit of good. It slowed everybody down a bit. Despite the weather, we finished 11th out of 24. All I can say is don't ever ask me to do that again.
Well done, Chris. Well done. Did you enjoy it?
Petrifying. Birmingham certainly proved its point. Full-scale street racing is exciting and spectacular round the city centre, and they're already looking forward to the 1987 event. If anyone trusts me with their car, I might even be persuaded back behind the wheel, as long as there's no Hurricane Charlies in the offing.